Hey you guys, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. We have partnered with Cricut today and we are gonna do a Q&A. We're gonna answer all of those questions from the community tab. And specifically, I wanted to let you guys know more about our farmers market, what we're doing. And I've had a lot of questions about how I've done all the little signs and labels and this and that. And I wanted to show you the booth if you haven't even heard about it. So, of course, it's like starting to rain as I pull out my camera. So we're gonna head inside. I'm gonna show you guys how this machine works and how I've made these like signs and labels. I think really you could use them for so many different applications, whether it's just like at home, you're doing projects, or if you actually have like a sales front or something like that. Much better, no rain in here. So you guys are wondering about the farmers market, like how we've put together our booth. You wanna see a little bit of behind the scenes and how does the Cricut work? So the Cricut machine is how I've like customized all of this stuff. And I've used my Cricut Joy to make like 90% of the projects, of the customizations that I have on the booth. So our banner, I use this for like any of the little labels and signs, anything that I had cut out, you know, to make look like I wrote it or actually had the machine write it for me. I use the Cricut. You can do it with the Cricut Joy. I also have the Cricut Maker, and it's simple. Just 5 main steps and you're good to go with any project you want to do. So the first thing is deciding your project. So today I'm actually gonna do like a quick demo for you. This one is a sign that we use at our booth. This one is just a blank. So today I actually wanna make a sign for our gluten-free vegan cupcakes and cookies. So that's the project. Step number 2 is you want to decide your material. So because I'm using the Cricut Joy, this thing, it can work with any of the smart materials and not need any kind of like a mat or anything. It's just like use one material and it can do it because it's a smart material. So for this one, I'm gonna use the smart vinyl in a removable, and I want it to be like, I want it to be white because I want it to look like chalkboard. So that's what we're gonna use for today. So we've got our material. Then the third thing you wanna do is actually design it. So that could be going into the Cricut design space. You could do that on your phone or your computer. Today I'm actually gonna take you guys along on my computer so you can kind of see how I'm doing it live time. So I'm just gonna open up a text box, and then I want this to say gluten-free vegan. And then I'm gonna make a little note for cookies and then our pricing. And then I'll do cupcakes and then put the pricing there. I like to keep the font pretty uniform for all of our things at the booth. I think it looks really clean, and I don't know, I kind of like to send the pricing over to the side too and just kind of have that structure with it. But really, you can do it however you want. The font that I use is Straight and Simple. I'm pretty sure I just typed in like simple font and that came up. And then also I'm gonna just change the sizing on this. So I actually think this is pretty close to what I wanna do. I think we'll do just under 4 inches. It's literally just like click and drag. Then we're gonna click Make It, and then we're gonna load the vinyl into the machine. So literally just like push it in there, and then it's gonna measure, make sure we have enough to do the project. Then we just click go on the computer and it gets to work cutting your design. Once it's all done with our design, then you go ahead and weed it. So it just basically means peeling off the excess, and what you're left with is what you've designed. Any of those letters like an R or an O or an A that has kind of like a bubble, you know, like it's making a cut but it's a tiny hole, any of those you're gonna wanna weed out. So just use your weeder tool and pluck them away. And then the last step is to use the transfer tape. This is essential because it keeps everything like spaced perfectly how it was cut, and it allows you to transfer it onto your final like space. So for us, it's gonna be the chalkboard. For you, it might be on a card or on a water bottle or on a coffee cup or a shirt, whatever it is. The last step is just to transfer it. Isn't that so cute? I just pop it in my little wood thing here and we've got pricing. Okay, now another question that we had was about how we got started with the farmers market. So basically I just looked up local farmers markets and I went to it. Like I went, checked it out, saw that I liked how it looked, had a good feel, because you know, they're all managed kind of by different companies or groups of people. So you wanna make sure that it's somewhere that you wanna be. Do you really wanna be there every Wednesday or every Saturday or whatever it is? Make sure that it's a good fit. And then what I did is I just went onto their website and then contacted the market manager, and then she filled me in with all the details. I think if you're considering getting started with a farmer's market, just reach out, like just see. Here it's actually pretty lax with, you know, producers. Like if you want to grow herbs or you want to grow kale or beets, it's pretty basic. Even selling eggs at the farmer's market, there wasn't like big certifications that you have to go through because you're going straight from your farm to consumer. Like don't just write it off because you don't know how it works. If you're thinking about doing it, just like jump in and see. Just check it out and see before you make a decision. Another question that I got, she's planning on selling like extra produce and hopefully flowers at the farmer's market. And she said she'd like to know what resources I found helpful, a planting schedule, and how we make it all work with homeschooling. Quick answer with the homeschooling is we're taking it day by day. Some days we're doing great, like it's amazing how much we're able to fit in there with the kids, but some days it's like flop. It's just a complete failure, and it's okay. Like we're planning on doing year-round homeschooling. We're not going to do like a summer break and whatever. We're taking every opportunity we can to teach them about what we can. So like for instance, the other day we were talking about the monarch butterfly and talking about where they lay their eggs and milkweed and the importance of planting that in our flower garden because we want to be able to try and support habitat for the monarch butterfly. And so that became our whole day's focus. Like that was our science, that was like biology. We were doing, you know, math, trying to figure out where we could plant and all that sort of stuff. So we're just taking it day by day and going as in depth as we can with the age level that we can. So that's just a little bit about the homeschooling. We're trying to just fit normal family daily activities into like making it our homeschool focus. I always thought that like the whole, I think it's called unschooling, that approach, I was like, oh no, like that's not structured enough. But that is definitely what we tend to do. So we do still have like where they're doing math worksheets or handwriting or reading, that's a little bit more structured. But as far as other subjects, like the unschooling approach, like what the kids are interested in, that's what we dive into. And that's how I learn. If I'm wanting to know about something like building a chicken coop, I don't just like randomly learn all about that. It's only when I have an interest in something that I can really learn quickly and like let it sink down, you know, like growing tomatoes. I learn all of that because I am interested in actually doing it, and it applies to my life right now. And so we're trying to do that with the kids. Another part of that question, so resources for flower farming and planting, there are some amazing YouTube channels that I want to shout out. Let me pull them up real quick. One is You Can't Eat the Grass. They're Canadian farmers and they do their local farmers market. They do lots of veggies but also flowers, and they're sharing sort of like their real-time experience. I believe they're on year 3 with farming, at least like at the farmers market. And I like that they give kind of like the real nitty-gritty what they're doing. It's something that I can listen to while I'm doing other things too, because they do a lot of lives and like informational videos. Like I learned how to make paper pots to plant my tomato plants in from one of their videos. Another one that I really like is Roots and Refuge Farm. I just love how real she is. Like she's showing you what's going on, what she's doing, she's passing along insights, and everything's always really positive. Of course, while I was in the middle of giving you guys recommendations, my camera died and I thought, why not go outside, because the rain also stopped. And this is Putty, by the way, if you guys didn't see her. It's my mom's cat. And now she's basically our farm cat. Okay, so recommendations. I don't know where it cut me off, but Flower Hill Farm is a really great one if you love flowers, and especially if you're thinking about it as a business. She's running a business in New York and she does like a CSA, and she really she's a lot of fun to watch. Charles Dowding is an amazing, I think he's from the UK, but he's just so much information, and it's also very very trending right now as far as no-till, and he uses a lot of compost, and he does organic gardening and tight spacing and like interplanting, so not just planting like the same types of things. He plants lots all together, and like close spacing. It's really interesting, kind of the techniques that he's trialed over time, and how much of that's succeeding in my garden. Even with seed starting, he's like definitely yeah, so he's just amazing. And for seed starting, that's my like busy mom's seed starting method. You just throw it all in on the soil and get it damp, and and let it go, that's what he does, and then he separates them out. So it's really neat to see kind of his methods, and I forget what he calls it. Plucking out, I think is what he calls it, but I don't know what he specifically, like putting them all in one thing. I know some people call it like the channel sewing method. But anyways, those are great. If you're into flowers, specifically Florette, her books are what really got me started on a cut flower garden. So Cut Flower Garden by Erin Benzacane. She's got an amazing, amazing book. She has 3 now. So one specifically on dahlias. My favorite is the Cut Flower Garden one. I'll link all of them down below. You can find them on Amazon or like Barnes & Noble. And then she also has one, A Year in Flowers. My favorite one though, especially if you're getting started, would be Cut Flower Garden, because it gives you kind of an idea of flowers you may never have heard of but would work really well for cuts. And also she gives like spacing ideas and seed starting ideas, and that's what really helped me get started. So even though I'm not much of a book person for learning, I do like YouTube. She's definitely an inspiration. So I think that's pretty much, I think I covered that. Oh, here's one about the house. She says, do you think your decor style will stay fairly similar in the new home, or are you already finding new decor vibes? I'm finding new ones. Honestly, I was very into like white and like clean. Like I just wanted everything white. But the more that I am like up here and in the dirt and like, you know, the kids are getting dirty, I'm dirty. I have to paint my nails black so you can't see all the dirt under my, my nails all the time. I really like more of the rustic look. So still like keeping with my modern farmhouse kind of feel, like with whites and the matte black and wood tones and stuff, but I really want to incorporate like more wood and like natural fibers and textures, and I guess just more like rustic, like a rustic feel. Something that's a little bit more lived in, doesn't have to be so perfect. That's definitely kind of the decor style that I'm thinking of. I would love to get like wood floors that can just be, you know, like really lived in and not have to be so babied. Can we see plans for the new house? That is like a huge, huge one. So I showed you guys in a previous video, I'll link that up here in the cards, but I showed you kind of my rough idea of my idea for the plans, and we are getting those finalized. So once I have them, I'll have to do a separate video and like really walk you guys through the legit plans that like our designer has done. Once those are ready, then I'll show you guys. It's pretty exciting. It's pretty terrifying, pretty exciting. It basically works out to 3 levels though. So we've got like a main level, we've got like a lower level with kids' bedrooms, well 3 of the kids' bedrooms, and it's like a family room and a garage. The main level has like the kitchen, our like living room, one of the kids' rooms, and then upstairs is kind of like a master. We actually did, to make it the 3 stories, it made sense tucking the garage under just because we have such a heavy snow load up here on the mountain. But it made sense to put like the master bedroom upstairs because of how the roof line has to fall, and just kind of doing it within that steep pitched roof line. Now in the last video, I showed you guys this feed room, hay barn, whatever you want to call it. It was like just studs, like it wasn't done at all. This is what we've been working so hard on, and a giant chicken coop. So we've got this set up. We just, like literally 2 days ago, finished the run. It's 24 feet long. We still have some cleanup to do, and we still got to put roofing on. But we have got our big babies here, 15 of them, and then our little babies are in the like feed room. Ooh, it's raining. It's raining pretty good. Let me take you guys in and show you the bigger babies. Hi, sweethearts. How are we doing? So I have this, this was actually just a piece of wood that an old tree had like fallen, and the girls love like perching on it. So we have got a bunch of different varieties. So out in the run right now, we've got the speckled Sussex girls. There's also a barred rock. We have got, let's see, our Welsumers right here. And they're just, they're going through that molt where they get like all the feathers in the back. So they're not quite, oh, we've got a car pulling in, so they're like, what's happening? What else do we have? Oh, this girl right here, we actually hatched from an egg. We bought fertilized eggs. She's the only one that hatched, so I'm not too sure what happened with that, but she actually is gonna lay blue eggs. So she's a blue egger. We've got a gold laced Wyandotte. Her name's Kenya, and she is like the boss of the whole hen house. She is like feisty and I don't know why. I guess there's always one. I wanted to show you guys too the babies. So we're still keeping them separate because they are a bit different in age. And pretty much if they're 6 weeks or under, you can keep all those chicks together. But these girls, I want to say they're about 8 to 10 weeks old now. I love, she's just like sitting here watching me. Hey, sweetheart. Hi, do you like that stick? I knew you would. It's really exciting to have like an actual large structure that we can use for the babies. What is he doing? Backing in over here. So I don't know how well you guys will be able to hear me, but in here we've got a trough. It's one of the like huge ones you see at the feed store. And I really like this setup because we've got a heat lamp here. We're able to like close it off with some boards on the side, keep the heat in, but they're outside. So they're able to stay warm enough, but they're not like in the house because there's so many. And we've got all different varieties. So we've got some white egg layers, some more brown egg layers, like a light green, like I think they call them a sage egger or something like that, and then blue eggers. So we're gonna have all kinds of different colors. Oh, you are so precious. This one here, this is one of the white leghorns. So this is like little white, and they lay the biggest like white amazing eggs. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, you gonna poop on me? Yeah. It's amazing too, like how different they all look. And the feathers, like this one here. Oh, baby, I got your foot. There you go, I got your foot. Isn't that amazing, these feathers? And actually, if you don't want your chickens to fly, sometimes they'll get out, they'll fly, and it'll be unsafe. You can actually trim those outer, like the ends, those end feathers. Hi, baby, you're okay. You trim them, and you can turn them into jewelry. Like our older chickens, I had trimmed just like maybe 4 of their outer feathers. It doesn't hurt them any, there's no like blood flow. It's kind of like your nails when you clip them. But it makes it so they can't fly, at least as high. And they make really pretty jewelry and like decor things. You can even do wreaths and stuff with chicken feathers. So anyways, I haven't done it to all the chickens just because I only have issue with a few of them kind of being rowdy and like trying to get out and stuff. But yeah, I made some earrings out of that. I thought that was a fun little DIY. I think the last thing I wanted to show you guys today was my tomato plants. I've got them actually in here too, next to the chickies. So we're actually selling tomato plants as well at the farmer's market. I wanted to kind of like get down my process for growing tomatoes just so I can make sure we're gonna have like a really great harvest, be able to can a lot. So I started to grow my tomatoes early and they did so well. So we're selling my tomato starts at the market, as well as I'm doing some herb bowls. So these are kind of fun. These ones aren't quite big enough. I've been bringing them out every single day to get sun. I've got chives, I've got sage, rosemary, or lavender. This one's rosemary, still little. Some cilantro, oregano. Oh my gosh, it smells so good because I'm touching them all. And then thyme. And then I think, let's see, a little bit further back. So I've got 4 here. This one further back actually has basil in it. And all of these I've started from seed. So there's been a lot of learning, a lot of planting, and it's been a really fun couple of months, just really learning how to run this farm and what to bring to the farmer's market, what people are looking for. I've got some of my oregano plants down here, got more sage. I've been making a really amazing herb butter with our herbs. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. And the tomatoes, they do great. As long as you have, you know, as long as they're getting the light, like the UV light, you want to make sure you're giving them like a fish fertilizer, some good nitrogen. And I've been bringing mine out in the sun, and I really think that creates like such a thick, healthy stalk. So even though I'm not able to plant tomatoes out here yet, where we're selling at the farmer's market, they're like a month, their last frost date is like a month ahead of ours. So whatever doesn't sell, I'm gonna be able to bring home and plant like a big, like gallon-sized pot, you know? So I'll kind of have a jump start on our season that way. And it brings in a little bit of extra income for supporting the farm and everything else we're trying to do here. So it's been really cool. Had to grab Kaylee's chick. This is Lacey, Kaylee's favorite. Should I take you into Kaylee so she can hold you for a little bit? Anyways, you guys, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed coming along. If you have any more questions, I'm gonna do another poll on our community tab. I know we still don't have comments back yet, but I want to see what you guys want to know, or if you have any comments for this video. I'm gonna start doing a post now on the community tab every time a new video goes up, so we can kind of chat there. So I do have comments on the community tab. I'm just not able to enable them on the individual videos. So anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for hanging out today, and we will see you again soon. Bye guys.